A very good evening to you all. It is always a pleasure to have you on each and every episode of Business Digest. My name is Diana Iriza, and here's what we have on today's episode. Now, on our very first story today, we're going to be looking at the strides that the logistics sector is making when it comes to tackling the sector's impediments and what it is doing to make sure that ICT is being involved in the import and export activities of the sector. Have a look.
Association, and we usually have workshops.
Short-term certifications focused on a core area, delivering competency-based education.
In terms of technology, it's very key. It goes hand in hand with logistics.
The East African supply chain and logistics industry in East Africa and the continent is tremendously growing despite the existing hindrances that continue to hamper the free movement of goods and services. If there was a sector that holds much potential in Africa, the transport and logistics sector present a unique opportunity for investors. The multi-billion industry, however, still needs consistent forums where policymakers, industry players, and other relevant global, regional, and local stakeholders can always converge to digest the existing challenges leading to the permanent solutions. The Global Logistics Conference comes in as a solution to look at all the issues but also the available opportunities for participants to take up.
City building is key. The biggest challenge in logistics is infrastructure, both the hard infrastructure and the soft infrastructure. The hard infrastructure is the roads, the airports, and the rest of them. The soft infrastructure is the people. If you have all the hard infrastructure and you don't have the right soft infrastructure, then of course you can't get it right. So a lot of ideas came up, continuous learning, then ability to catch people. Someone met me here and he said, in terms of core professional supply chain, that there are less than 20 people in Rwanda. And then with the rate of growth and also the coming African Continental Free Trade Agreement, that's a very serious area that needs to be attacked.
My expectations have been met because there's a lot that has been discussed on logistics sector in general. We've tackled the challenges that the industry faces, and also we had different players from different countries because this is global. We had people from different African countries that also informed us about what is happening in their countries and what can be done for us to also improve the logistics sector in the region, more especially in East Africa. So I think my expectations have been met. I've learned a lot. There's a lot that has been discussed on trade policies, on cross-border trade, also challenges at the port, and also e-commerce technology, how technology is also changing the business trend. So to answer your question, yes, my expectations have been met. And the turn-up was very good. So, yeah.
In terms of logistics, yes, I agree there are many challenges, and the challenges cut across the whole chain, end to end. You see, logistics for the authorities starts even from the port of loading, where we do documentation. The documentation again has to come to the port of discharge, all the way through the intermodal transfers to the final consumer. So along all this chain, there are a myriad of challenges, one of them being proper documentation. Another one being automation of all these services. Some are still being done manual. And again, there's the human interface. As I've said, most of them are still manual, and most of the human that are involved don't want to follow the laid down guidelines and procedures for us to enhance efficiency in the whole chain.
You're still you're watching Business Digest. Now, besides what was discussed on the Global Logistic Conference, we also talked to some of the attendees coming from countries like Kenya to brief us a little bit on what Rwanda can learn when it comes to enhancing the logistics sector of the country. Have a look.
Rwanda, first and foremost, is part of the East African community. Rwanda to us is a key market, number one. We have a senior manager who we deployed in Kigali, Rwanda, actually to represent the interest of the markets and the clients. Rwanda can learn a lot, given that it's a land-linked country. It can learn a lot from Mombasa, which is which has a sea, which is blessed naturally with the sea. Number one, you can learn in capacity building in terms of skills, what the people in Kenya do that can also be emulated in Kigali, Rwanda, or the whole of Rwanda. Number two, you can also learn on ICT. Kenya, in my opinion, has advanced a lot in terms of technology, adopting the latest technology systems, putting in place. And again, Rwanda and Kigali can learn in terms of the universities, the courses they offer to the citizenry. They are very important to the whole transport, maritime and logistics chain.
Nigeria, we had long moved away from the universities are running, but what is happening now is also partnership. You know, the unity between the gown and the town. That is the university and it is a situation where lecturers will leave the university and they say they are going on sabbatical. They go to a company, go to a big corporation, rather than go to another university to do. That's one. Two is certifications. These short-term certifications, some of the certifications we are discussing here, we've done in Nigeria in the last 20 years, continuously. And these are internationally accepted certifications. So that is the way to go, because within a very short time, you acquire a certification which you can use to work in up to 53 countries globally, not just Rwanda. So that way it also exposes the youths to the opportunity, assuming, I mean, some of the people who took the certification in Nigeria, when they got to Canada, when they got to US, they were able to get a job.
As a way of information, the millennials are the resource that each and every country, not only Rwanda, need to invest in. So the millennials, the steps that they can take first is to ensure they go to school. You cannot have tech-savvy millennials if they are not well capacity built in terms of training. So what we can do as Rwanda as a country, take these millennials to school, let them learn what is trendy in the market in terms of ICT, engage them continuously, involve them in the latest technology because they are available in open source, and also monitor them from time to time on what they are doing. And with that and proper mentorship and guidance, the millennials can be able to do what is right and move the country forward in terms of development.
The only 30% of citizens only who have the electricity. How about those 70 left?
Solar energy and so on like that. And I said, can I make some innovation on that system of electricity? Every morning I used to watch that National Geographic Science on RTV. And I've seen many people how they work, how they move on their activities in technology, how they've invented bicycle, cars, airplane, and I said, why not me? I can't do that because I have never seen that in Rwanda. And I asked my parents one day, why these guys are making this one? Why not in our country? And they said, the man who knows how to make that one is the white man. So we said we have also, all of us, we have the same problem. Our parents is not supporting us, and no one else who is looking for us. So we have to meet together and work together for pushing our mind together forward. So we started from making drone. In Kwanda Lab, we are making wireless electricity power transfer. where we are making transmission of electricity wirelessly from one point to another. So today we are charging home devices which uses low power wirelessly, where we make transmitter and receiver. In this technology from LEG, they've inspired me. I've seen how they transmit electricity by using wires and by using solar energy and so on like that. And I said, can I make some innovation on that system of electricity? Yeah, one of the problems we are solving, firstly, is about consumption of electricity. So our government always inspires and motivates citizens of our country to use, for example, lamps that is not consuming electricity so high, and they motivate us always to disconnect electronic machines and devices while you are going home after a job.
I remember the last time where our existence was talked like maybe 2014. He said Rwanda have the problem because the only 30% of citizens is only who have the electricity. How about those 70 left? So decided to see that is the big challenge.
Firstly, I've received funding at the first time from Doti Rwanda. They tried to give us opportunity for attending competition. Then after competition, we win and we get that prize. The money we have got there, we have used that money to build this house and that one, and we have used that money again to buy these machines and these tables. Yes, we found ourselves. And many people, they asked me, please, can you give you money and show us the formula you are using to create electricity wirelessly? Can you give us the design you are using and give you money every day, every month I give you money, or we have contract, I give you money. So I talked to them that right now I don't need that money. Even if it's a lot of money, I don't need it.
So I think that problem they have been faced also, we have through it on our side, where we tell people can transferring electricity how can take maybe 100 volt and transferring wireless. That can be impossible. What can be possible just is to transferring data, but not electricity.
That's all we had for you on today's show. Make sure you tune in again next week, same time, same place. Business Weekly Tips are up next. My name is Anna Iriza, and I'll see you all next time.